Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
I'm Jenny.
And we are so happy that you're here tonight as we start the night off by celebrating 40,000 subscribers on the Daps Magic YouTube. We've been doing Daps Magic since 2004, and we got into YouTube very shortly after, I feel like. And about 3 hours ago, Katie texted me and she's like, "You're almost there. We got this." And so she tweeted and I tweeted and we Insta storied and all of these fun things. And I think we had 11 at the time or 9?
We were 11 away.
11 away. And so we've hit that number. So on to 50,000, I guess. So thank you all for your support. And thank you, Mike, Jeff, everybody else, Angela, Micah. Yeah, we're glad that you're here. It's going to be a fun night. And how are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
I mean, great, I would think now, but.
Yeah. No, I've drank a lot of water today. I'm very hydrated. I'm very ready.
Okay. Hydrated, ready. That's a good way to start the show.
Ready.
Okay. Well, let's hop right into it then. Disneyland celebrated its 65th anniversary on Friday, and we covered this story unlike any other coverage I think we've ever had for a birthday at Disneyland, because you couldn't go to Disneyland, and that made things a little bit different. But we did do a fun thing where we did a Daps Magic Live, where we went through the last 10 years of Disneyland celebrations for their birthdays, and we also celebrated, as Jenny likes to call Murray, Moomies, and my 10-year friend anniversary, which she was very tickled that we remembered. And but it was a fun day. What did you guys think just now on the other end of the weekend? Like, what did you think about this year and how, like, the lack of celebration other than virtually for the birthday? Like, how do you feel on the other side of that now?
It's surreal to think there was nothing, because even at Disneyland, when there is nothing, there's always something. There's always something that was like cast member exclusive, or there was something that was annual pass holder exclusive. So even if there's not a big celebration, there's always something. So it's weird to think that no one had any celebration. Obviously, we all had our own unofficial celebrations. Thankfully, no one did anything too crazy. But yeah, it's very surreal to think that there was truly nothing.
We had a nice cup of coffee. I mean, that was something, but
Yeah.
Jenny, what do you think about it all?
I still think they could have shot confetti everywhere. Or played something in the Esplanade, or all about downtown Disney.
But don't you think if they'd have done that, people would have heard, oh, they're doing something, and then suddenly you'd have all of these cars descending on the Disneyland Resort with the hope that something more would happen?
I mean, I feel like people already thought something might happen.
Yeah.
So it would have been a treat for those people who did actually go out. And,
Okay.
Just something small, nothing. But I don't know. There's something about the birthday when they shoot off that much confetti.
Yeah.
It's true.
And when they pull out the vacuum cleaners to clean it up.
And then the cast members with the vacuum lawnmowers would have come out of nowhere.
That's the best.
I think if I'd have been in charge, I would have done it inside, which they did do for cast members, I believe. But I would have live streamed something from in the park for those that can't be there. And maybe in front of the castle or something, and do the confetti and do the fun things, and then take it to that next level. But I think they did a nice job. They recognized the history of the day, and they made lemonade out of what they could. And I think we actually had more fun than anybody going through the last 10 years of celebrations, because that was just a blast, I thought. And it was funny to watch the different things they had, and to be like, oh, there's things that are exactly the same every year, and then things that are completely different. And the best part was a meal.
But you should all watch the video to watch Katie's reactions.
Oh, yes.
Because Mr. Daps and Moomy are just talking, and she was like, I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. Wow. And she's on the bottom too, so they're up top. So it's kind of she's just It's really funny. It's really funny. You don't even have to listen to it. Just watch Katie's reactions.
Yep.
Real good content.
That's
what I'm here for.
That's even better. I liked your visuals of that as you were looking up to each window or whatever, like that just added to it a lot. We should also say, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to stop by and check out Doug's 30 years ago at Disneyland, because I actually think that was the highlight of Disneyland's birthday, was seeing Disneyland's birthday 30 years ago, which was the 35th anniversary, and it was super cool. And he got pictures I've never seen of the ceremony before. So that was super cool. Like, I've seen lots of other elements of the 35th anniversary, but I'd never seen the ceremony. So that was great job. And I think we're going to talk more about that. One of the things that have come out of reopening, and for us, Downtown Disney, but mostly Walt Disney World, is the when do you wear a mask and when is it okay to eat or drink? And so Disney updated their guidelines, I guess, I think specifically for Walt Disney World, but Jenny was saying they did it here too. And is that right, Jenny?
Yeah, they listed the specifics. So.
Yeah, so the way it works now is you're allowed to lower your mask to eat or drink if you're in a secluded or socially distant area and you're not walking, which gets rid of a loophole that I've been seeing on the internet of like, well, if I'm drinking water or I'm drinking Starbucks, I can have my mask down, which actually is a really bad idea. And I wish I had a mask with me, but if you're doing this thing, you're actually getting all of the germs that are right here and you're pulling them back up in front of your face. So don't do that. Do the whole hang off your ear thing. Way better. No? Katie's giving me a look.
Kind of. If you are a person with long hair, the idea of dangling your mask off your ear and then it touches your hair, bacteria actually lives in your hair. So there's that.
So wash your hands, take them off, hold it very carefully.
So the funny thing, and I talked about this when we went to Downtown Disney, I think on the birthday.
It was Friday, yeah.
I can't remember. But when I went back to work on my first day after quarantine, we literally had a 20-minute training session on like your mask, how to take it off, what to do when you remove it, when you can remove it. So we were talking because we were at Earl of Sandwich, and I took both loops off. I had a napkin down. I put it breathe like outside down on the napkin because you're supposed to put it outside down on something disposable. But it was very funny to me because I literally got trained on this at work.
It worked. It totally worked. So we've now been at Downtown Disney 2 weeks in a row. And my question for you is, both of you, is how do you feel that mask compliance is going now that we're 2 weeks in?
98%.
Okay. Jenny?
I feel like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
There are definitely people that want to take it off for photos, or they want to, walk around with a Starbucks in their hand so that they can pull it down. But I have seen the guest relations cast members have been incredibly vigilant on, and not being abrasive or anything, but talking to those guests and saying, hey, I just started laughing because I remembered Sunday, but saying, hey, would you mind pulling it back up? Because, you are surrounded by other guests and things like that. So, and most guests have been incredibly willing to comply. So
yeah, I think they've been doing a good job. Go ahead.
And lots of little kids wearing them.
Yeah, and that was the observation that I think we made on Sunday, was you had these like 2 and 3 year olds that were walking around wearing their masks just fine. And I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. And so, I mean, they were inspiring. Kudos to them, hat tip, all of that stuff. Because, there was a group of like, 5 kids or something in a family, and they all had their masks, and they were all just having a grand old time. And it was just like
a field trip.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of kids.
It was either that or what the Brady Bunch looked like, when they were in a different timeline when they got together earlier.
And the really cute thing that I thought was that they all had little initials on their mask. So each kid could keep track of their mask. It was very cute. But all the kids And they only were they wearing it, but they were wearing it over their nose and below
Correctly.
their mouth.
Correctly. Yes, absolutely. Which I don't know that I would feel like below my nose is any more comfortable, because as I think about that, that seems more uncomfortable. I wouldn't want it on my upper lip. So anyway, let's move right along. We're going to continue our Mask Watch 2020 and see how we feel about it. And really, like, we will keep coming back to this though, because if at any point we don't feel it's safe, we're going to let you know. Just because we don't want anybody to be going to downtown Disney and getting we don't want anything to happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And the other thing to just be in mind with this is there's an inherent risk anytime you do leave your house and go anywhere. And we are recognizing the risk is a little bit mitigated. And I work with some medical professionals in my my day job. And so when you're outside during the day, you're actually fairly safe, especially if you're wearing a mask and you're trying to social distance. Like the risk is very mitigated. That doesn't mean that if you are in a position where you're not necessarily safe or you're an at-risk person, that you should go and tempt fate. So we will tempt fate because we're not at risk and we're keeping outside. And for the most part, we are doing our very best to really play it safe. But that's, if you got any questions specifically about medical conditions or whatever, I would talk to a doctor. That's actually what's made me feel a little bit safer about it, is getting to talk to medical professionals and they're being like, here is the best place. If you're going to go out, this is the way to do it. And really downtown Disney is if you're outside. Once you go into stores, things change a little bit. But all right, let's move right along. Over at Tokyo Disney this week, they announced there is a new nighttime spectacular coming. And this is fun. It's called Believe Sea of Dreams. And I have been waiting for something to be announced, because knowing how Tokyo Disney works, it's like you're not going to get rid of Fantasmic and not have something new on the line. And so we don't know a whole lot about it. I guess I could read the description that they have given us on this. It's going to be about 20 minutes long. And supposedly this is about the importance of having a dream and always believing in it. So it seems very Disney and very Tokyo Disney. What do you guys think from what you know about it so far? It's going to be in the Mediterranean Harbor at Disney Sea, 20 minutes long, and the description I just gave you and the title.
I think it's going to be magical. I think that Tokyo always has a way of, you almost get like these warm fuzzies. I feel like all Tokyo Entertainment, when I like see videos of it, I'm like, no, that makes me so happy. And for something to replace Fantasmic, it's got to be good.
Which Fantasmic was there, I think, almost 9 years, if my memory is correct.
Yes. Yeah. It was 2011 to this year.
Yeah.
It is a bummer that we can't see it sooner, because obviously nighttime spectaculars aren't really a thing right now because crowding. I do hope that we can see it at the start of next year, right?
The thing that's 2021. The thing that's interesting about Tokyo is they are very, I feel like they're very disciplined with how they do their guest control. And so if anybody could pull off a nighttime spectacular, it's Tokyo. Because they have the rules and people tend to follow them. Jenny, what do you think about the show?
I love the name. I love that it has like sea in there. So I was like, oh, cool. So it's at Tokyo Disney Sea, obviously. And same thing as Katie. Like, I've had friends who've worked in Tokyo, and I feel like their entertainment pretty top notch. So I can't
100%.
imagine it being like not spectacular. I feel like for the most part, Disney entertainment in general, you see the concept art of anything, and it's like a million times better than that.
Oh yeah,
like than you could ever like dream it to be. So I'm sure that they
did you do that intentionally there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very, very aware.
Okay, good. Keep going.
But yeah, like I feel like it's going to be like this really cool thing, and I think it's something fun to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're good to say it's gonna be like, didn't they say April or something like that? I feel like it was further in. It's not like January.
Well, they said the 2021 fiscal year, which I found very interesting in the top.
October.
It's actually theirs starts in the spring, I believe.
Spring.
Oh, okay.
But it gets even more interesting is as I was reading further down in the press release, it actually said at the very bottom in this little tiny thing, because they had like a little like bullet point section, and it said tentatively.
Well,
And I was like, very wise. But I think it's funny you put out the press release anyway. Yeah. So we'll see. It might be 2022. Who knows? I think it'll be 2021. What do you guys think?
maybe late 2021.
Yeah.
That's technically 2021, so that would count.
Yeah. I was saying just postpone from this spring,
Okay.
but I don't know. Obviously, Tokyo is very different than what's going on here. But I don't. It's hard for me to imagine a nighttime spectacular in the next year.
Yeah, I have no clue. Like it's impossible to predict things, I feel like right now. All right, well, let's hop back around the world and go to Walt Disney World next. Not really, but wouldn't it be cool if we could have like the flying by map thing? As I was
Yes.
You
saying
should
that,
figure that out.
I don't know how to do that. Actually, I do know how to do that. I don't know how to do that and have me be heard while we're doing that. We need to make the animated graphic, but I think the animated graphic would mute us in this program. I don't know. Anyway,
We'll
Walt
figure it
Disney
out.
World, EPCOT. It was announced in the last week. There was actually a lot of news because EPCOT reopened. So did Disney's Hollywood Studios. We're skipping all of that because you all know it reopened, and we're at least we hope, if not, surprise. But yeah, but no fireworks because no nighttime spectaculars.
No,
But,
that's why I was the fireworks.
Oh, okay, got it. So one of the things that was discovered when EPCOT did reopen is in the they've got a preview center, and they discovered, or people going into it discovered very quickly that there was no longer a section that was dedicated to Spaceship Earth in the preview center, and there was no longer the Mary Poppins section. So by the end of the day, Disney had confirmed that both Spaceship Earth and the Mary Poppins attractions have been put on hold or paused I'm going to say indefinitely. And so that has mixed feelings, I think, for a lot of us. I was cautiously optimistic, and actually I was getting more excited about Spaceship Earth, but I have this side of me that really wants to go back and get a really quality sound recording of Spaceship Earth for a video. But what do you guys think about these two projects being put on hold indefinitely for however long?
Spaceship Earth, I think at the end of the day, will happen.
Oh, it totally will.
Not this year, not next year, but Spaceship Earth always is being plussed up and changed, and new narrator, that sort of thing.
Who would
I have
you like
no
to
doubt.
see as the narrator?
That's a good question. I'm trying to
Are they
think of
famous
someone.
people to narrate?
Yeah, you like. Yeah, so they've had Jeremy Irons, they've had Walter Cronkite, they've had currently it's Judi Dench. I'm missing one, aren't I, Katie? The first one.
You are. I can't think of who you're missing though.
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman would be good.
That's good.
Julie Andrews.
Julie
would be
Andrews.
Good.
Ooh, that's a good
Lucky
one.
just said that. I think James Earl Jones would be fantastic because he's always good.
Also good.
I mean, you can't go wrong
Mark
with any of them.
Hamill.
Mark Hamill will be fun. Anyway, what do you think about Spaceship Earth and Mary Poppins being put on hold?
So Spaceship Earth, it's a bummer that it's not happening right now. But like I said, it will happen.
Okay.
I have no doubt about that.
And Jenny, what do
Mary
you think?
Poppins, I think, got scratched.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Jenny, what do you think? I mean, you're our Epcot expert.
I am the Walt Disney World expert here on the panel, and as Roger calls me. And I mean, I feel like I agree with Katie that I feel like Mary Poppins probably just will slip away. They'll be like, "Ooh, that fell off and it was never spoken of again."
Wind was coming from the wrong direction.
Yeah.
The wind
out
changed.
east. Yeah.
Umbrella, bye.
Yeah. She was flying in, and then the wind changed. She went, never mind.
Never mind. So I have a theory. I could be 100% wrong on this, but I think I have a theory on this, and that goes to what we're going to talk about next. Is there's currently as Disney said, basically a new plan for the festival center. And I think at the end of the day, we will get a festival center of some sort. We will get a Spaceship Earth redo at some sort. We're not going to get it right now because basically Walt Disney World for the last 4 months has been able to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Walt Disney World is also up against a hard deadline that in, 14 months, 15 months, it will be hitting its 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Epcot's supposed to be like the big deal for the 50th anniversary with Harmonious and this festival center and Spaceship Earth and all this stuff. My hunch is they no longer could meet those deadlines. So they have to push them all back. And basically you're going to see a quick, like, we're going to take the walls down and make it look pretty real quick and get through the 50th. And then once the 50th is done, you're going to see, oh, here's Spaceship Earth again. Oh, here's the new plans. I'm betting the festival center will be similar but different. And we're going to have to wait for a couple of years to find this out because, an anniversary is never just 12 months. It's always like 18 or something.
Always.
But I think that's what happened is I think they ran out of time.
I was going to say, I am in mourning about the festival center. Like,
it'll come.
Because
I think it'll come.
And what you're saying totally makes sense. But ever since I've seen the concept art for the festival center, I was like, there's no way they're pulling that off.
It looks beautiful.
There's no way. And as the kids know, I am an Epcot stan. I wrote like a ridiculously long article after D23 about how all the changes coming to Epcot were good and were in the spirit of what Epcot is about and how they tie into the rings of the Epcot logo and blah, blah, blah. I really love Epcot, like a lot. So I hope that we get to see this all. And I think it makes total sense. I mean, who knows if we're even going to see Harmonious during the 50th? We were talking about that last week.
I'm going to bet we are. I'm going to guess that one's going to show up on time. I don't know if we'll see Epcot forever again. We might. I think Harmonious will still happen. I think you're still going to have a fun celebration of some sort. We might get, a new show or something for the 50th. I think with the way, even with the announcements of different vaccines that they're testing this week and how they seem to be ahead of schedule, I think the chances of something special happening for the 50th have gone up in the last week. Jenny, do you have any thoughts on Mary Poppins and Spaceship Earth as we move on, or the festival center?
I pass.
I figured. I was like, it's not really fair because part of this is having walked into space and knowing it's going from kind of an old drab building that they weren't really using to the possibilities of something that was really iconic and cool. The other thing that we learned this week is that there's some permanent closures now at the Walt Disney World Resort, and one of them being Stitch's Great Escape at Magic Kingdom. Which came as no surprise because by my last count, I think it's been closed for 2 years.
Yes.
With the label of being seasonal or something, and I think they did a meet and greet in there. Primeval.
Do you know what the meet and greet was called?
Go ahead.
Do you know what the meet and greet is called? It's a meet and greet with Stitch. This is my favorite thing on Walt Disney World property, and when I saw it in person, I choked. The meet and greet with Stitch is called Alien Encounter.
Beautiful.
Which, here's a fun fact. The attraction that was in the current home of Stitch's Great Escape was originally Alien Encounter, extraterrestrial.
Let's see what they did there.
Yeah. So there you go, kids.
That is fantastic.
Alien Encounter. Get it? Stitch is an alien. So, write that in your journals.
But not anymore because he's gone.
Well, the Alien Encounter might still be there because it's been there for the last 2 years.
I'll be curious what ends up happening with this space long term.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's too good of a space to not do anything with. The other thing that went away was Primeval Whirl in Disney's Animal Kingdom. And we actually did get a fun video, I believe, that Murray posted this week on the channel. And that was kind of fun to watch. And then the other thing that went away, which isn't a huge surprise, but it also kind of is Rivers of Light is now no longer going to be presented ever again at Animal Kingdom in that lovely new lagoon that they built for Rivers of Light, which says to me that they're going to pull a Tokyo Disney, and in the next year or two, they're going to be like, hey, look at this new show we have for the lagoon. And I would not be surprised at all if we got a water show or a fountain show or something, maybe even a little bit more minimal, that just kind of does something in that space for the short term. And then maybe even for the 50th, they up it a little bit.
I would not mind to see something, I can't remember what it was called all of a sudden. Pixar, like the Colors of Pixar show that was at Pixar Night.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Which was one of the last things we did before quarantine. It's crazy to think about. But there was a cute little show where it was just like they used all the fountains, and the fountains didn't really do a lot, but they just kind of played music. Something like that, I think, would fit in very nicely to Animal Kingdom, because you could just walk around and you could hear the music and you could see it. I never experienced Rivers of Light. I'm not really in mourning.
I will admit, Rivers of Light was the thing I had a Fast Pass Plus for at least 3 times, and every time I dropped it for something else.
One time we dropped it to go to Raglan Road.
It was a very good choice. And yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's like, okay. I am going to return. Jenny, do you have anything to say on these?
I pass.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to Spaceship Earth, because Clocky is throwing more names of potential narrators out. And I think that is definitely worth addressing. I am terrible at saying Lupita. Is it Nyong'o?
Yes.
I said it right. And Robert Downey Jr., I said that one right also, as potential narrators for Spaceship Earth. But I like where he's going on that. Like, it's kind of out of that normal Disney bubble that we sometimes stick in, and expanding to Marvel.
I just had this thought, and I don't think they would actually do it. But I have this thought of waking up, and I go on Twitter, and it's like the new narrator of Spaceship Earth is Beyonce.
That could happen.
I know it could happen.
I think that could totally happen.
I know it's not outside of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, I can see it. Jenny, can you see anybody else?
Ooh, it could be so many people. I feel like I assume that Spaceship Earth is a very like majestic script.
Yep.
Yes.
So it could
Flowery.
be funny with like somebody who is not.
You're right. Martin Short should be.
Yeah, like Tom Holland.
You know who'd be the best? Tom Holland. Congratulations, by the way. Wouldn't Tom Hanks be perfect for Spaceship Earth? You've got the Apollo 13 connection. You've got the good guy everything connection. Like, I think Tom Hanks should be the voice of Spaceship Earth. I think that'd be cool.
But can he do it as Forrest Gump?
Sure. Mary Penguin thinks Josh Gad.
Mm-mm.
I think Jenny just vetoed that. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's for our hot take episode.
Ooh,
Okay,
we
okay.
have a whole episode of just hot takes.
Okay.
It's like hot ones, but it's hot takes while we eat hot sauce.
Ooh.
Okay.
We just start sweating.
That's another show, but yes.
Mhm.
Any other people you'd like to see? It is kind of hard when you start thinking about it. Like, I think Angela Lansbury would be super cute in it. It'd be a different take on it, but it just would be
Aw.
charming. Like, I think Emily Blunt would be really great in it.
I love Emily Blunt.
And as I'm going down this rabbit hole, I'm like, well, Lin-Manuel Miranda makes a lot of sense as well.
Somebody
just because,
said that. Yeah.
Oh, did
in the
they? I
comments.
missed that. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's hard to keep up with all the comments. I will be completely honest. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people that could be potentially really fun narrators in there. And it kind of depends on where you want to, like, which direction you want to go with the feel for the attraction. Because I almost feel like you could probably use some, you could use The Rock if you wanted to go. Like, they're adding a Moana section in theory, so get a voice that's a little bit more recognizable, perhaps, and a little bit more connected with things going on at Disney.
Jenny said Tom Holland, so I'm going to say Zendaya.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would totally work.
I would
and with
love that.
that. I think any of these ideas are actually very good. But that is all the time we have. Michael Eisner is the best idea. You're right. Michael Eisner should do it.
Every time you go into a new room.
Hello. I'm Michael Eisner. All right, we are
Hello.
out of
This is
time
the
tonight,
50s.
Katie. So get us out of here.
You should go to dapsmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. While you are there, subscribe to our mailing list. And you can hit the Geeks Corner button to see more of this nonsense.
Jenny, what else can they do?
You can also follow us on Twitter at The Geeks Corner, on Instagram at Geeks Corner. No the there. We're
Drop the
less exclusive, I feel like, there. So it's just Geeks Corner. And we do fun, like, themed days. I always promote Wacky Wednesday because that's tomorrow. And find out some fun facts about the three of us tomorrow.
It will be a blast. And also make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are at 40,000. Next stop is 50,000. So if you know anybody who's ever had a YouTube account or has ever been remotely interested in YouTube or maybe knows how to spell it, all of them are welcome to subscribe to us. And we would be very, very thankful because this has been a fun adventure that we never imagined we'd get anywhere as far as it has. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye.
Bye.